I'm here at the annual meeting of the North American Menopause Society, and I'm speaking with.
Dr. Cynthia Stunkel.
And tell me your position.
I'm a clinical professor of medicine at the University of California, San Diego, in beautiful La Jolla, California.
And she has been interested in menopause and working in this area for a long time.
I'm a founding member. And we're having our 30th anniversary this year.
And you gave a talk on basically lifestyle in menopause. And I wonder if you could comment a little bit and share some of your wisdom on that topic.
Well, the actual title of my talk was Menopause, the Portal to the Second Half of Life.
Okay.
And I was really seeking to give a perspective that rather than just getting tied down in all the symptoms and controversies regarding different treatments, that we just take a step back and say, what things can we do that we do know will be of benefit to us? And that's how I arrived at deciding to talk about the lifestyle question. And then when I did that, we usually talk about lifestyle in relation to cardiovascular disease protection. What can I do to make my heart be healthy? And I still think that's a terrific point of starting. But then as I looked into some of the current literature, some new perspectives, some new research findings, I was really impressed to see that some of the other things that we want to take strides to keep ourselves healthy and to prevent can also be addressed by lifestyle. And by the lifestyle things, I mean trying to move our bodies, trying to eat wisely, trying to maintain our weight, not smoking, and being prudent about alcohol. And so I was pretty intrigued to see that there's a reasonable literature, some scientific investigations about the role of these same kind of lifestyle variables, not just being risks for developing heart disease, but also risks for breast cancer. So maybe these same kind of measures can not just check off that they're good for our heart, but maybe can help reduce our risk of breast cancer. There's an increasing literature as well and some enthusiasm for the idea is that what's good for your heart is good for your brain. And I think women are very aware of the risks of cognitive decline. We see our mothers and kind of feel like, what can we do to possibly not go that direction? And so, wow, if you do these things that are good for your heart, might prevent breast cancer and be good for your brain, I'm all in. And then,
what are some of the things that you would recommend in terms of exercise? Do you have any guidelines that you would suggest?
I think it's a continuum. There's no evidence that you have to be a marathon runner to be doing benefit for your body. So if a woman is not really active, I would just start small. And there is evidence that even just small steps towards trying to improve our motion can be helpful for us.
So if you can't run around the block, walk to the corner.
Walk to the corner. If it's a nice day, park your car a little away from the front of the store or from where you get into your office and just put yourself through a few more steps. Get up from the desk and make sure you move. We know that prolonged episodes of sitting can be very harmful. So just get up. If you have a little attention deficit disorder, that can help to make you bounce around a little bit more. But just being mindful of what am I doing with my body on this day. And so if women are in a formal exercise program, the current recommendations are 150 minutes per week, which turns out to about 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. But it doesn't have to be, the old Jane Fonda aerobics tapes. It could just be moderate exercise. So whatever people enjoy, if it's walking, and we can be walking with friends and talking. And it's really good if you can walk fast and still be talking. So just...
They could be gardening or dancing or other things, perhaps.
Yes.
What about diet? There are things that you like to encourage people eating or things you like to encourage people avoiding?
Well, one of the most fun new papers that I came across suggested that if people just stopped eating after dinner, in other words, trying to reduce your intake daily by about 300 calories, the people participating in that study lost 10% of their body weight over 2 years. That's huge from a metabolic standpoint. That is very effective at probably reducing the incidence of diabetes, improving our lipid profile, reducing inflammation. So cutting out sugary drinks for certain, being mindful of fried and high saturated fat foods. I never recommend that any woman give up chocolate, so find a way
That's
to
good.
fit that in modest proportions, but I think it's good for our brains. Refined carbohydrates we think can increase inflammation.
So
and
avoid
certainly-
refined sugars.
Yeah, try to eat. Somebody said to me once, and I grew up on a farm in Illinois, eat things that are closest to how they came from nature. So vegetables, fruits, eating real foods, not packaged foods. And I think from an animal standpoint or a protein standpoint, fish is great. And a lot of omega-3s that we get in eating fish. And again, using portion and frequency reason and things like red meat, for example.
Any last comments you'd like to make along the lines that are lifestyle?
I think one of the most heartening things is it's never too late to start. And so regardless of your age when you read this, unless you have real health constraints that you're aware of, and it's probably, as we age, a good idea to, if you're going to plan some rigorous new program, to review it with your healthcare provider just to make sure that it's okay. But it's never too late to start. And so I read an article yesterday about master athletes, meaning those of us after age 50, and some of the most committed athletes were women who started after the age of 50. So I say it's, I like that. Sometimes we feel like, oh, too late for me, but I think it's never too late.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.